Hi everyone. So today we're gonna talk about the Town Hall 10 Electron attack. So we're gonna look at a few attacks and we're gonna see how we do the Electron and why we do it, or sorry, like when we do it. Okay. So the first thing that you're looking at while doing an Electron attack is that you have to get the enemy clan castle down and the enemy queen down. Okay. If you fail to get either of these two, the archer queen or the clan castle, then no matter how many hounds and how many loons you throw on the board, it is always going to fail. Okay, so the most important thing is the enemy archer queen and the enemy clan castle. If it's a cleanup attack and you know that there's just something like a hound in the CC, then maybe you can ignore the clan castle. Okay, and then you can obviously ignore the clan castle, but you always need the archer queen down. Okay, now so the other thing that you're looking at today, we're talking about the Electron with the Stone Slammer, and you can also do the Electron with the Blimp, which we'll cover separately. At Town Hall 10, the Stone Slammer works better, though the Blimp also works like pretty effectively. Okay, so in this one, as you can see the Town Hall is at the bottom right corner. So if you try to send a blimp in, you're normally going to run into either of the sweepers. In this one, you're going to run into either of the sweepers. So that's why we're doing it with the Stone Slammer. And like obviously this is the Town Hall 10, so there's no Eagle artillery. So your main two defenses are the two Inferno towers. So if you can get like say one Inferno tower and the archer queen and the clan castle all down just by your Electron, then that is like very good value. The other thing that you're also looking to get is the sweepers, so that you don't have to waste a lot of haste spells on fighting the sweepers and you can concentrate your haste spells on the wizards. Now let's also talk a little bit about the spell composition for this attack. So normally you don't want to do this against multi-infernos. Today I'm going to be showing you all attacks versus multi-infernos, just to show you that it's possible. It's a very strong attack, but I would advise that you go for some other attack strategy against multi-infernos, and you go for Electron against single infernos, because against single infernos it's very strong, because you don't need that much of spell support for your Electron, and like you can just coast, because the singles they get the balloons, they dominate the single infernos. Okay, so if you have if you can get the one of the multi infernos down and the other inferno is a single inferno, then you normally take two clone spells, because you want to make sure that you get that first inferno, the multi inferno down, and then you don't have to really bother about the backside inferno. So you still get access to like two haste spells, a poison spell, and a free spell, which is more than enough to coast through the base. But if there's two multi infernos, then you always need a heal spell for the multi inferno. Okay, you can sometimes get away with the freeze, but that's like really risky, and I don't do that. I always take a heal spell in my Electron attacks. Okay, now let's have a look at this attack. The first thing that I'm doing here is I'm creating a pathing for my Stone Slammer to go in. This was a fresh hit, so I didn't know that if there were any Teslas here, and they can really spoil your battle blimp pathing. So I send the king there to check that if there's any Teslas. Then I send two loons. I check whether they're going for the cannon. They were going for the cannon. They I don't know, just decided to go for those Teslas. But in any case, like they came back, and if I just held it for a few more seconds, I'd have been a lot more sure about where they were going. Okay, so now I do the single clone, because I have to fight this. I still have to fight that multi inferno at the bottom, and poison spell down, and the enemy queen is down, and the enemy clan castle is down, one of the sweepers is down, and that's good value for the Electron. Okay, now we start with the Lalo part. Okay, now again for the Lalo, you want to charge the multi inferno. Okay, that's the first priority. Now you can see that the Electron not only took out like the major buildings that I talked about, but it also created a good pathing, like an L-shaped pathing for my lalo to go in, and it should be thin. Like you want to get a lot of, like, since you're investing so much spell space into that electron, you want to get a lot of value out of it. Okay, and now you can see that there's a L-shaped pathing. It's not that thin, but it's doable. Okay, now there's another thing I want to talk about is like how many loons you need for each defense. So you need 2 loons for the archer tower, you need 3 loons for the cannon, you need around 5 loons for the Wiz towers and the Infernos. I'll put this in the text in the video description, so that you can just reference that. And what I'm trying to say is that once you know how many loons you need per defense, then you want to throw in exactly those many number of loons on each of the outside defenses, and you also have to like account for what defense they will go to next, so that what you want is that you don't want your loons getting stuck on each defense. You want them to like keep coasting through, like one-shotting each defense. That's what you want. So you have 5 loons on top of Wiz Tower, it's always gonna one-shot. If you have 5 loons on top of a Xbows, it's gonna one-shot. 5 loons on top of an Inferno tower is gonna one-shot. 2 loons on top of a archer tower will one-shot. And you also have to like take some spare loons to account for black mines, stuff like that. So this one is crushed now. Like the Laloon went almost like perfect here, and I have a hound left, and we're just gonna skip because it's just cleanup left and we have enough time. So let's look at another one now. Okay, now let's look at this base. So you have 2 multi-infernos, and you have the sweepers protecting both of the multi-infernos. So obviously you can't send the stone slammer directly into the multi-infernos, and you don't have that much of like a very good angle from which you want to send the blimp, because you also want to take down the queen and the clan castle. That's the most important thing. So what I was thinking on this is, if I could send my stone slammer in from, say, the 1 o'clock area where the cannon is, then it could come in like it could come in towards where that mortar is, and then where that archer tower is. And if I can get the clone spell there, there's a good chance that the loons get the multi. But as you can see, like if you see the spell composition on this attack, I have 2 heal spells. That's because I wasn't sure if I'd get that multi-inferno down, and I wanted 1 heal each for each of the infernos. So like I said, you can take 1 heal and 1 freeze for the other inferno, but 2 heals is a lot more safer. So let's see how this one goes. Okay, now first, again, like I said, you want to create a bit of pathing for your stone slammer. What this does is not only does it like remove the chances of the stone slammer going astray because of Teslas popping up, but it also takes down all those trash buildings on the outside, which you want to do in any case for the cleanup, and it makes sure that your Electro Dragon stays inside the base instead of going after the trash buildings which are outside the base. Because you'll see this happen a lot if you don't take out the trash buildings behind where your Electro Dragon is coming in from. That there's quite a chance that the Electro Dragon goes out of the base, and you don't want that happening. Okay, so I get my Coco Loon down. Always send a Coco Loon before you send the Stone Slammer, and I have the 2 defenses down as well over there, so the Stone Slammer has good pathing thanks to the queen. And once that sweeper goes down, the Electro is gonna come out right on top of the queen. That's exactly where you want him, right over there. Nothing comes out of the clan castle, which is good. And look at the value which the Electro Dragon gets here. I mean, it's insane. He's got 33% of the base already down. Like just the heroes and the Electro has got 33% of the base down. He's gonna get that multi-inferno too. It's 41% of the base down, and this was a league war, I think. I'm not sure, but this was against New Days is a good clan. Like they have good bases normally, and this was a good base. Okay, so now let's see. Now obviously you want to charge the multi-inferno. Like I said, you want to go into that first, so that you have the bulk of the loons together when you're going into the inferno. And you can see the other thing is that we have good pathing now for the Lalo to come in, so that L-shaped pathing that allows the loons to come together from various angles towards the center, and that kind of formation that the loons get, that's very strong, and it's like really effective. and I have a heal spell still left. I wanted my hound to pop for cleanup, which it did, unfortunately. In both the attacks, the hound and pop. You normally want your hounds to pop so that they help with the cleanup. And another thing is, like, which I really must stress, is that this attack you'll always, like, most of the times you'll fall short of time. So get your cleanup down early. The moment you drop the Loon, get your cleanup groups down, and I'd say, like, maybe take at least, like, you should invest in cleanup. Take like 7 to 8 minions at least for the cleanup at Town Hall 10. Okay, and that's it from me for today, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.